Everybody, so it's Friday morning. We went to a community sale that was posted, and there was like one sale that started. I don't know, they're probably started now, but I went to this other sale. I saw it on Craigslist, and it just looked good to me. You know, the pictures showed some pretty nice stuff, and sure enough, there was stuff. So at first I come up and I see a stack of games, and I rushed up to it because there was another guy like walking over to it, and I grabbed these games. I got Super Mario Bros. Wii, Little Big Planet, and MotorStorm Pacific Rift. And then I ask, if they have a Nintendo, and she, right next to these games, she pulls this little blanket, and right there, an N64. The best part about the system itself is that it came with Great Purple and Jungle Green controllers. No expansion pack, and the best game, Mario Kart 64. That was the only game that came with it, but good game, to be the only game that came with it. 35. She was gonna ask 50 for just the N64 and the game. I mean, I guess that's all right if you're posting it online, kind of thing. But I mean, not a yard sale price. So came to an agreement, $35 for all of it. I also got two PlayStation 3 controllers. So I mean, that right there, that was a pretty epic deal right there. So we're gonna head back over to the community sale. Hopefully they started, and hopefully we find some good stuff. So yeah, see you guys in a bit. I got another little find right down the street from my house. Nothing special, but for $5, I got the Hulk, the Credible Hulk, Ultimate Destruction on the PS2, and then a GameCube by itself with Pac-Man World 2 in it. And it's pretty cool because I needed, I have the Pac-Man versus Pac-Man World 2 like double pack GameCube game, and it was missing the Pac-Man World 2 disc, so now I got that complete. That was cool. $5. But yeah, we're almost home right now, so everything else will be from tomorrow. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. It's still Friday. It's probably 2 something in the afternoon, and I just hit an epic deal. $59. And I got all of this stuff right here. You can see it. There's a Sega CDX right there. We got an NES, 3 Sega Genesis games, a Sega joystick, 2 NES controllers. The NES only came with the power cord. Donkey Kong Country, Wario World, and Mario Sunshine disc only. $59. The Sega CDX is just, it's crazy how much it's going for right now. I can't believe how much it's going for. And I already have one. The guy listed it as a Sega Genesis, so I don't think anybody was hitting him up. He lived right down the street from my house. Couldn't have worked out better. I saw it 4 minutes after he posted it, and I got it. So this is an epic win for today. So yeah, Friday's pretty much done unless I hit another Craigslist deal. But yeah, everything else is going to be from tomorrow. There's another community sale going on tomorrow, so cross my fingers we do pretty good on that one. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Buddy, so passing the sale right there. Saturday morning, community sale, first score, jackpot, Genesis in the box, GameCube, Smash Brothers is in there, Timesplitters. I mean, they're all disc onlys, but there's some good stuff there. I'm about to hit like 4 sales right now. So yeah, let's see if I score again. Oh, that stuff, $25. Amazing deal. And I hit them right when they were setting up. It's the only way to do it at community sales, so see you in a bit. From this sale, just a little stack. I only paid $15. Got 2 DS games, both Sonic games, a Super Game Boy, Mario Kart on the Wii, 2 Wii controllers, one of them with the add-on, and then an NES Zapper, red one. So $15, great deal on that one. About to hit up more sales, so see you in a bit. Sale back there, I don't know if you can see it. 2 games for $1. Mario Kart 3DS, Mario Kart 7, and then Spyro. $1, so that was a good one. On to the next. Sale passing right there for $5. We got an Action Replay and a bunch of DS games. You can see them right there. Mario Kart and Princess Peach are the best ones in there. So $5, not a bad deal. Trying to get the light out of there. But yeah, I'm about to hit some more sales, so let's see if I find anything else. I came to another side of the sale that people don't go to a lot, and it paid out. That sale right there, I got this big tub. N64 with a bunch of games, Sega Genesis Model 1 with a bunch of games, 25 bucks. Freaking amazing. So I'm about to hit a couple more sales, so let's see what I find. You see the sale back that way, I think. Yeah. NES. Now she just brought out a stack of games, and she was just gonna sell me the games, but I offered her 30 bucks and she brought out the system, and I did that because Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. So Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, 2 copies of Mario 2, and then some other good games, and the system, 2 controllers, a zapper, only missing the power adapter. I mean, it sucks, but 30 bucks, that was a great deal. Definitely glad I came to this side. I'm finding some good stuff, and nobody's asking around here. Nobody's asking. There's nobody here, so let's see. I'm about to stop at another sale, see if I get lucky. Got another stack here. PS1 and Dreamcast games for 5 bucks from this sale right there. You guys can see it. Man, I don't even know where to go. Okay, so yeah, really amazing day. Finding some awesome stuff. That boxed Sega Genesis to start the day out was just that was the best icebreaker I could hope for. So yeah, I'm just gonna continue on, hit a couple more sales, and then I'll probably be done. Gotta go and pick up my son in a little bit, so excited to do that. He was with his mom for the night, so yeah. If I find anything else, I'll let you guys know, but if not, then I'll show you everything I got. Here, 5 bucks, Mario Party 8 and Mario and Sonic from the sale. Back that way, if you can see it. So 5 bucks, that was a really good deal. I guess they had Smash Brothers for the GameCube, and they said they didn't sell it, but they didn't know where it was. They think the guy that was looking at it before them stole it. So that's unfortunate if that happened. That's not cool, but I mean, it is what it is. It happens. So yeah, hit up a few more sales as I'm on my way out of this community, and then I think I'm gonna go get something to eat and go home. I'm pretty tired. It was a good day. I've been finding stuff left and right. I mean, you guys can see this is a newer community. This is like brand new, and I've been finding old stuff. My whole seat is full of stuff. So I am stoked for today. Today was definitely a good day. And luckily, I haven't found, I haven't purchased any Xbox or PS3 stuff. Even PlayStation 2, passing all that crap up. Unless it's obviously an RPG or something, but other than that, that's a no for me. But yeah, if I find anything else, I'll let you guys know. If not, then I'll see you guys when I get home and show you guys what I got. What's up, everybody? So, all done with the garage sales, and man, what a weekend. It was pretty amazing. I'm speechless almost, it's just the stuff that I found was pretty good. So I did, Friday and Saturday like always, and Friday I was supposed to go to a community sale, but I mean it didn't really get started until kind of later, and even when it started there was only like 4 or 5 houses that opened up, and I didn't find anything there. So I was looking on Craigslist and I saw a sale, and it looked pretty good, and I'm glad that I went, because there was some video game stuff there, and I wasn't, I went to a few sales and I wasn't finding anything. So I walk up and I was gonna ask, but then I saw a stack of games and I saw Mario. So I go through the games, and I pick out these first. I got New Super Mario Bros. That's complete. Then for the PS3 we got MotorStorm, Pacific Rift, and Little Big Planet. And then that's when I asked, well, did you happen to have anything else? And she was like, oh, well, we have an old Nintendo game. So I was thinking, they had like Mario. So she lifts up a blanket that was right next to the stack of games and pulls out an N64 that was sitting right there. So I was like, oh, sweet. So N64 console, and it came with 2 controllers, but not typical controllers. These are good ones. We've got Jungle Green and Great Purple. And I think this Great Purple is probably better than one of the ones that I have, because I've got 2 controllers for each one of my Funtastics. So if it's better, then I'm going to replace it. Same thing with the green one. Both of them got really tight sticks. And then there was just Mario Kart 64, but For only having one game, that's a good one to have. And then 2 PS3 controllers. Really nice condition, too. They just didn't have the system. They had a Wii there, but it didn't have any other games. So I passed on that. But I paid $35 for all that stuff. So that was a really good deal. Okay, next. I went to a bunch of sales. Didn't find anything. This was right down the street from my house. Asked, if they had games. And I thought they had Nintendo games. It's, sometimes when you explain stuff to people, they think, Nintendo. I try to explain cartridge. But they brought out a box with like a bunch of random like PS2, some GameCube. I think there was one GameCube. And then some other like Xbox games. Nothing special. But I did get one PS2 game. I got The Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. Pretty cool. Missing the manual. And then I asked, did he have any more GameCube stuff? And he's like, well, I have the system. It was just the system only. Platinum GameCube. But the only reason I really got it, it had a Pac-Man World 2 in it. And I was missing that disc for my Pac-Man World 2 Pac-Man versus like combo pack. So I got these two for $5. Not a bad deal. So I thought the day was over. It's like, okay, so let's get ready for tomorrow. And I was looking on Craigslist like I usually do, and I saw an ad that said Sega Genesis. So I click it, and it wasn't a Sega Genesis. So I hit the guy up, asked him if he still got it, and he said yes. And he was right down the street from my house. Took me like 5 minutes to get there. Super glad I was the first person. I just got lucky. I found this ad 4 minutes after he had updated it. So it was a Sega CDX. And he was asking $50, which is an amazing deal for a CDX as long as it works. And it does work. But yeah, Sega CDX. It came with all the cables and 3 games. We've got Sonic 2, Cool Spot, and Side Pocket. So there's that. Those are pretty hard to find, pretty obscure. So then, oh yeah, and also it didn't come with a regular controller, but this is still cool because I didn't have one of these. It came with a joystick, Sega official joystick. So then I asked, well, did you have anything else? And it was kind of weird. I kept having, like, he would go in and bring one thing out. I kept having to, like, oh, well, do you have this? He's like, oh yeah, I have that. It's like I kept telling him, just bring me out everything you have. And he kept bringing it out in bits and pieces. But first thing he brought out was Donkey Kong for the Super Nintendo. I mean, he didn't have anything else Super Nintendo except he had Mario Paint. Just the card only. That was it. So, Donkey Kong. And then he brings out an NES and like a joystick for a Super Nintendo, like an aftermarket one. NES game. So 10-yard fight, and then I was like, well, do you have the system? He's like, yeah. So an NES, and it came with just the power cable, 2 controllers, and then he was bringing out like GameCube disc only games. So I got Wario World and Mario Sunshine. So for all this stuff, I paid $59. I mean, it's a it was a weird number, but $59, that's, an amazing deal for that. I mean, that's probably the deal of the weekend, the CDX. That's probably the best find of this weekend. Okay, so that was officially it for Friday. So now, I hit up another community sale, and this is a good one because they can only have it twice a year. So it's not, continuous thing. And as long as you get the people who haven't sold the year before, then you're going to find stuff. So my first find, I walk up and I ask for video games. And I didn't see it at first, but then, like after we got to talking a little bit, she at first she was like, no, we don't have anything like that. And I get to looking around in the garage because, a lot of times they don't know. It's like somebody else is in the house. And sure enough, it was her son's. I get to looking in the garage and I see this. And I was like, okay, well, you got that right there. And she's like, oh, well, I don't think it's in the box. And she was like, let me go get my son. I was like, okay, you mind if I check it out? So I pick it up. It was in there. There's a controller and the paperwork, and it's the system, but it's an HD graphics one, so that was pretty cool. No game in there, but I have plenty of Sonic games to throw in there to make it complete. Plenty of, cables and stuff like that. So um, pretty cool. So I saw that, and then on top of that, in the box, like in a like just poking out, I saw the GameCube. So then the sun finally comes out there, and I'm kind of like trying to hide this stuff because I don't want anybody to walk up behind me and see it. But luckily nobody came. So the sun comes out, and we get to talking, and he was like, "Yeah, there's no cables in the Genesis. You can have that for like $5." And I was like, "Okay, well, yeah." And then he wanted 30 for the GameCube because the games it had. So we came to an agreement, $25 for everything. The GameCube came complete with cables, 4 controllers, 2 of them. Okay, this is an original GameCube. This is an aftermarket one, but it's still pretty good for an aftermarket. And here's another aftermarket one. And then another original Indigo. And they're all, they're all in pretty decent shape. And then these are the games that were in the box, just like kind of at the bottom. First, we've got this freeloader import game enabler. So that's pretty cool. This was the only game that was complete. Super Mario Strikers. And then, let's see here. The best game of the lot, Super Smash Bros. Melee. That's why he wanted so much for the whole thing, because of Smash Bros. And the disc actually looks in pretty decent shape, so. And this is another good one right here. Timesplitters 2. Now this one, I saw it was on the bottom like this, and I was like, oh sweet, Game Boy player disc. But it wasn't. It was a Japanese game. It's Naruto. I don't know. It's like Clash of the Ninja or something. But yeah, it's definitely a Japanese game. So I might already have that. Now this one, it would have been cool if this was in there. Persona 3 Portable. It's complete, like manual and stuff, but it's not that. It's Gladiator Begins. So, that's cool. I mean, kind of random for the PSP game to be in there. Another GameCube disc only. Mario Superstar Baseball. Day of Reckoning 2. And then another weird one. There was a PS3 case, Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 2. And that's, with manual and everything. But on the inside, it was Naruto Clash of the Ninja for the GameCube. So, I mean, still cool. Lots of GameCube stuff there. So, like I said, $25 for that. So that was a pretty good deal. And a nice way to start off Saturday right there. I didn't have this box version, so definitely happy to put that into the collection. Okay, so I stopped at this other sale and asked this lady if she had games, and she was like, no, but if you go right down the street, my son, he's got a lot of that old stuff. So I hurried, as quick as I could to get down there. And right away, I noticed this Super Game Boy sitting on the table. And I asked him, if you have anything else, and he said that he had sold the Super Nintendo a while back on eBay. He just sold his Sega Genesis like 2 weeks ago on eBay, and he was naming off titles. I was like, man, he had like Contra, Castlevania, just really good stuff. But he sold it on eBay, so that's fine. But I paid $15 for this stack of stuff. So everything was just sitting out on the table, except they brought out some Wii games. So sitting out on the table, they had the Super Game Boy. These were in a bag. 2 Wii remotes, one of them with this little Motion Plus adapter. NES Zapper, red one or orange or whatever. These DS games, Sonic Rush Adventure and Sonic Sega All-Stars Racing. And then this was the one Wii game that they brought out. It was the only Mario game they had on the Wii. Mario Kart Wii. So $15. That was a pretty good deal. Okay, next, let's see. Yeah, these are next. I see this kid, he's sitting on a couch, and they have, just a few things for sale. And I was like, okay, he's probably got some games. And he's like, yeah. He had some 3DS, DS games. So he brings out a big bin, but all the cases were empty, and he didn't know where the DS games were. So Out of the big bin of games, there was like some PS2 games, some Game Boy Advance games. He had a 3DS in there. He wanted like a lot for the 3DS, but he only wanted 50 cents each for these two games. So I got a Spyro Season of the Ice and Mario Kart 7. So $1 for those. That was a awesome deal right there. Next, another one, just, you know, ask if they have games, and the girl was like, yeah, I have a DS inside with some games. So she comes out, no DS, but there was games in this little case. So I got this pink case thing right here. And then inside there was an action replay. And then we've got 5 games. Some girl games here. We've got Smart Girls Party Game. Tinkerbell. Probably just going to trade these games in. Cooking Mama. Yeah, all 3 of those are getting traded in. But these last 2 I'm going to keep. Well, not the Mario Kart. Super Princess Peach. I've been wanting to find that in the wild, so happy to find that one. And then Mario Kart DS. So it was pretty good. I paid $5 for all this stuff. So that was a good deal. Next, another one, they just said they had some DS games. All she could find was a little stack of games. So I got Scribblenauts for $1. Okay, so there's 2 parts to this community. There's the one that you see right away that had all the signs pointing to it. And then there's another part, you go down the road a little further. And it seems like nobody goes to this part. I don't know why they don't put up signs, but it benefited me because I was just leaving this part, already hitting a bunch of places that said, yeah, somebody just asked. So I was like, man, this sucks, you know. So I was like, okay, let's try the other side. I was thinking, you know, I might have some good luck there, and I did. So every person I asked, you know, if they didn't have it, you know, it was fine, but none, I was the first person to ask at every place I went to. Well, this first place, I guess somebody had asked for games, and she just sold a Nintendo with like 10 games or something. So I mean, that sucked, but they didn't do a very good job of asking for other stuff because she had other stuff. So I was asking her, like, do you happen to have anything else? And she's like, yeah, I have I was naming out the list, and she's like, Super Nintendo, I have Super Nintendo. She's like, with a lot of stuff. And I was like, okay, well, cool, you know, if you mind bringing it out. So she brings out this giant tub, and it wasn't a Super Nintendo, it was an N64 and a Sega Genesis. So we got N64, no expansion pack, and then Sega Genesis Model 1. The Sega Genesis, I think, is missing pretty much everything. There was no cables and no controllers. The N64 came with 2 controllers. Both of them are these gray ones. Both of them with really tight sticks too, and this one has a memory card in it. Let's see here, and a bunch of loose manuals, and then also added bonus, really super clean silver Game Boy Advance SP. That was a score right there. That's all cables and stuff. So we got these manuals right here. We got a Sonic manual, some Game Boy Advance manuals, but there was no Game Boy Advance games in there. Golden Nugget, Echo the Dolphin manual, Monopoly, Namco Museum, and Pac-Man collection. I mean, those are cool. I don't have any of those games. Well, I mean, the Sega games I do. And then a stack of N64 and boxed Genesis games. So first I'll do the N64. We've got WCW versus NWO World Tour. Nothing too special in here. Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. Turok. Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Cruisin' USA. GoldenEye 007. Mario Kart 64. That was it for the N64 games. And then the Genesis games. Pretty good, pretty decent stack here. We've got Jungle Strike, and these are all complete. NBA Jam. Beavis and Butthead. That's a good one. Mario Lemieux Hockey. Sonic the Hedgehog, and this one is going to go in that box system, so that was a nice find. Mortal Kombat, Echo the Dolphin. This one's probably, for me, the best one because I didn't have this one. The Ren and Stimpy Show, Stimpy's Invention, and Tasmania. So pretty good. So I just asked her, like, you know, what do you want for it? And she was kind of giving me the vibe that she was going to ask quite a bit. And she was like, would you pay 25? And I was like, yeah, I'll do 25. So 25 bucks for all that stuff. That was a really good deal. So, I mean, I'm super stoked that I went to this side because the deals just kept coming. So next, I walk up to this sale and I ask this lady, you know, do you have any old video game stuff like Nintendo, going down the list? And she's like, well, we have Nintendo. You mean the older, the big ones? And I was like, yeah. So, she brings out just the games at first, like minus 4 of them. And, she wanted just $3 for them. And she said that, her husband wanted to keep, the NES. He said, it doesn't work all the time. It only works sometimes. But he wanted to keep it, and she was telling me the other games that he had, and I was like, okay, well, would you take 30 for all of it? So she went inside, and he said, yeah. So for 30 bucks, I got the NES, and it does work. I mean, the pins are really loose, so that's the big problem. But I can just change the pins. We've got 2 regular controllers and a gray zapper, and then it just came with an audio video cable. No power cable. She couldn't find the power cable. And then decent stack of games. No particular order. We've got not 1 copy, but 2 copies of Super Mario 2. That was pretty cool. Total Recall, Tetris, Dragon Warrior. Wish it was Dragon Warrior 4. The Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout. Don't have that one. MLB. This is the game that, you know, the whole reason I wanted to pay 30 bucks. Mike Tyson's Punch Out. That's a pretty good one. Of course, Mario Duck Hunt. Gauntlet. Kung Fu. It's another one that I don't have. Battle Tank. RC Pro-Am. These last ones are pretty good. Excite Bike. I don't know what happened to the label on that one. And then Ghosts and Goblins. And probably the best one, I mean, other than Mike Tyson's Punch Out, Mega Man 2. I was getting down on this a little bit ago, playing on that actual Nintendo. So, pretty good. 30 bucks. You know, I wasn't really hitting any NES scores, so it was nice to find an NES. I was really hoping to find you know, really good Super Nintendo, maybe with a rare game or something. But I'm sure, you know, next week. Okay, so probably hit, you know, another few sales. And then stop at another one, ask them if they have games. They said they sold a lot of their like Nintendo stuff last year, but the kid was like, well, we still have some Dreamcast stuff. And I was like, oh, sweet. So he brings it out, and let's see. The Dreamcast games are Generator. This one's kind of scratchy. I mean, it'll probably still play, but just disc only. Sonic Shuffle. That's a good one. This one is kind of up there. It's like 25, 30 bucks for this one. Star Lancer. Definitely, I didn't have either one of those, so it's nice to add to the collection. And then some PS1 games. We've got Worms World Party. Didn't have that one. And then Final Fantasy IX. And this one is complete. I think it's complete. Yeah. Complete in pretty nice condition too. It might be better than mine. So Final Fantasy IX, $5 for that. So that was a pretty good deal right there. Okay, and then last but not least, was the last sale that I hit up. I had to go pick up my son after that, so I was trying to get out of there quick. And I started, I started seeing more people, so it was starting to kind of burn out. Like, I think by the end of these last couple sales, I started hitting a couple that were like, oh, somebody just came and asked us. But I walk up to a table and they had a bunch of games out. They had a couple GameCube games, and they said they had Smash Brothers for the GameCube, and that some guy picked it up, looked at the disc, and said it was too scratched and put it back down. And they said they're 100% sure they didn't sell it to him, but the game was missing, so they think that he might have stolen it, which really sucks. It's not cool, but I mean, it happens. I think they were only asking like $1 for it, so I don't know. But I asked if they had any other games inside, and he had some Wii games, so he brought out a little stack, and I picked out these two for $5. I got Mario Party 8. That one's complete. And then Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. So pretty good. I'm probably going to trade in a lot of this Wii stuff today, actually. But that's everything. It was a really good yard sale weekend. I'm really impressed with this one. I mean, this big tub, I love seeing big tubs like that. I wish it was a Super Nintendo, because when she first, mentioned it, she was like, oh yeah, I got a Super Nintendo with a lot of games. I'm like, man, so. But it's cool. I mean, I'm still happy with that find. I'm happy with all these finds, The CDX, though, the CDX, that was the winner. I mean, these aren't very easy to find, and especially in working condition, so this was definitely it right here. This was the this was the winner of the weekend. So yeah, I'm going to go to the swap meet tomorrow. I'm not sure which one. I think I might not go to the San Bernardino one, because the last few, I mean, I just keep getting this feeling that if I don't go, then that's when something good is going to come out. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel in the morning. I might just be like, screw it, and just go to the San Bernardino one. But me and my buddy Greg are probably going to end up going, and Madden. But yeah, that is everything for the yard sale stuff. Like I said, really happy with this weekend. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. So thumbs up the video, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. See you guys next time.